Hi, this is 5 Minutes with Lyssa. I got a good question that I think a lot of people have. And the question is, how can I get my team members to look positively at the dailies? And what we're talking about here is the daily stand-up or the daily scrum. Basically, that meeting where people get together and say, here's what we've done toward the sprint goal, here's what we're going to do next, and here's what's in our way. And each person gets to reveal what happened for them since the last daily. So this is a topic of a lot of conversation in the world, and I've got to tell you, there's an entire section in the Coaching Agile Teams book about all of these Agile events, and the daily stand-up being one of them. This one happens to start in chapter 6 on page 119. It's called Facilitate the Stand-Up. So I just want to let you know there's a material in the world about this. And what I'll tell you right now in this 5 minutes is I see a couple things going on from my work in coaching and developing thousands of Agile coaches these last few years. Two main things I see going on is, number one, the Agile coach, Scrum Master, the person doing Agile coaching, whatever their role or title is, that person actually does not have deep enough Agile lean practitioner experience in order to help the team get the real purpose from the stand-up. It's not about standing up. It's not about answering questions. It's not about making sure it's only 15 minutes. It's about the team getting the purpose of stand-up. And so as the person facilitating this, if you don't have that purpose on the top of your mind and it can roll off your tongue in a second when they challenge you about it, then you don't really know what you're going for. So in the Coaching Agile Teams book, I talk about the purpose of stand-up being these few things. Number one, peer pressure. Two, fine-grained coordination between the team members so they know how to hold one another accountable. Focusing on the few. What are we going to focus on between today and tomorrow? Not everything, just the few. Making a daily commitment to one another. And raising impediments. So that's what I think are the main purposes. But if you think about your daily stand-up or scrum, you might think, oh, well, right now, this team is really needing to focus on this or this purpose of it. And to figure that out, I would say go to the values. Go to the values of the Agile framework you're using and ask yourself what values are trying to be expressed through this event. And for the daily stand-up, it's basically openness, being vulnerable, saying what each of us has done or has not done toward the sprint goal. Focus, getting us focused on something we can do and being able to do that and show up tomorrow and say it's done. And a commitment to one another so that we know how to not only help each other, but hold one another accountable. So that is your lean practitioner expertise piece of this. The other main failure mode I see in the world is facilitation skill. Not enough of the right facilitation skill here. So check it out for yourself. If in the daily stand-up, the conversation ball keeps getting passed back to you, then there's something going wrong. Because this is supposed to be a meeting for them, by them. So if you are somehow needed to keep it all moving, then you need to get out of the middle. And getting out of the middle is as simple as saying to them, you know, I realize I'm doing a role I don't need to do. This is your meeting. You all can figure out who talks next. You all can figure out how to make this the maximum value for you. Every single one of these Agile events is real work. It's actually meant to benefit the team. It's not some checkbox thing like we used to have in the plan-driven project management world. However, not everyone knows that. We have a legacy of disempowerment. We have a legacy of being told we can take action and then have someone yank it away from us. And so we have to really genuinely put the power for this in the team members' hands. So if they're not getting value out of the retrospective, then your job is to say, hey, here are the 5 things the retrospective is supposed to give us. Let's focus on these until you get it. Until you get these things, until you get this value. So I hope this has been helpful. Basically, I think you need to have clear Agile Lean practitioner skill. You need to know the depth of why we do the stand-up and what values it's trying to express and be able to say that bang in an instant. And number two, have enough facilitation skill to get yourself out of the middle and to know when to intervene when they're interacting with each other. And they might need a little tap here or there. So those are my 2 pieces of advice for you. Bye for now.